Hello, everyone. Today, I want to talk about why everyone should adopt basic cybersecurity habits. Most of us use our phones or computers every single day without really thinking about how much personal information we're putting out there. One wrong click can expose your bank account, your email, or even your identity. The New York Times recently covered a story about a woman who lost access to her bank account, email, social media, all in the same day because a hacker guessed one of her old passwords. She wasn't a celebrity or a CEO, she was just a regular person who reused the same password for years. And that's exactly why she was targeted. As someone studying cybersecurity, I have seen firsthand how often people fall for basic scams simply because they don't know what to look for. The good news is that protecting yourself online doesn't have to be complicated. A few small habits can make a huge difference. After researching this topic for my informative briefing and digging deeper into the data, it became clear that biggest cybersecurity risks aren't advanced hackers or complicated malware. It's the everyday habits we're ignoring. My argument today is simple. Everyone should adopt basic cybersecurity habits because most cybersecurity attacks succeed due to preventable human mistakes, and small changes can dramatically reduce your risk. Today, I'll explain why people underestimate their vulnerability, what the real consequences look like, and the simple habits that protect you. People underestimate their cyber risk. The first problem is that most people don't think they're targets. We assume hackers only go after big companies or wealthy individuals, but the data says the opposite. The Verizon Data Breach Investigation Report shows year after year that human error, not high tech hacking, is the leading cause of breaches. Weak passwords, clicking phishing links, or reusing old credentials are responsible for a huge portion of attacks. Hackers don't need to break in when we have the door unlocked. And phishing is the biggest example of that. According to the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, phishing is still the number one cause of data breaches. In the United States, most attacks don't start with some genuine hacker. They start with someone being fooled by a message that looked real. Phishing messages often try to create urgency. Your account will be closed in 24 hours, suspicion login detected, or they come from email addresses that look slightly off. If something feels rushed or strong, slowing down can save you from a major problem. And it's not just phishing. Georgia Tech conducted one of the largest studies on password habits, and the results were honestly embarrassing. People still reuse passwords across multiple accounts and rely on predictable patterns. We are not being hacked because attackers are brilliant. We're being hacked because we are predictable. People think it won't happen to me, or I don't have anything to work worth stealing. But hackers don't care who you are. They care about how easy you are. The consequences are more serious than people think. When people hear cyber attack, they picture a locked computer screen or a wired email, but the real consequences hit much harder. McAfee's consumer cybersecurity reports show that identity theft, and online scams cost everyday people billions of dollars every year. Not companies, individuals, regular people losing saving paychecks, tax refund, and access to their own accounts. And beyond the money, there's the emotional impact victims spend weeks trying to regain access to accounts, freeze credit charge, change passwords, undo the damage. Some never fully recover their digital identity. Once your information is stolen, it doesn't just disappear. It gets stolen, traded, reused, and single weak password can't follow you for years. And again, most of these situations could have been prevented with basic habits. The solution? Simple habits that protect you. The good news is that cybersecurity doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't need to be a tech expert. You don't need expensive software. You just need a few basic habits, the same habits I mentioned earlier. First, learn to recognize phishing attempts. CISA and the Verizon DBIR both show phishing as the top attack method. If an email feels off, don't click it. However, link, double check senders and slow down before reacting. Use strong, unique passwords. A 2022 Verizon report found that over 80% of hacking related breaches involved weak or stolen passwords. One of these easiest methods is using a long password, a short sentence, or a combination of random words and never reuse passwords. If one account gets hacked, they're all going to get hacked. A password manager can help keep everything organized. Turn on multi-factor authentication. MFA adds a second step, usually a code sent to your phone before you can log in. Even if someone steals your password, they still can get in. You should turn on MFA for anything important, email, banking apps, social media, and anything storing personal or financial information. Keep your devices updated. Updates patch security holes. This applies to your phones, laptops, apps, and browsers. Back up your important data. If ransomware hits backups, you can save you from losing everything. These habits take minutes to set up, but can save you months of stress and thousands of dollars. Cybersecurity isn't just a tech issue, it's a life skill. Most attacks succeed not because hackers are brilliant, but because we are careless and the consequences are too serious to ignore. So here's my call to action. Update your password, turn on MFA, learn the signs of phishing, keep your devices updated, back up your data. These small habits protect your identity, your money, your peace of mind. Security doesn't have to overwhelm. A few simple habits can put you ahead of most people online. If you take just a few minutes to update your account, you'll be a lot safer than you were yesterday. And it's easier than you think. Thank you.